welcome you to our teacher training session. Hopefully this is going to help you a lot. You want to get a really good start on the year. We kind of have a really different approach to teaching music. People enjoy it. They love it. It's very successful. And we want to work as a team, though. We want to kind of know what everybody's doing and learn from each other. And we want to have a lot of expertise to draw on, so feel free to raise your hand, jump in there, interrupt, whatever you want to do as we go along. I want to share with you our mission statement. Even before this was an organization called Music After School. We were Orchestra Institute of America, and we taught originally just string programs and orchestra. My husband and I are classical musicians in our family, and that's how it all started. But lots of people liked it and wanted other stuff, so it's growing, and we love that. But the mission statement is, I didn't write it myself, but it was the very first teacher that we had outside of our own little nucleus. And it was kind of an experimental thing, because I have always had my own style of teaching where I want to make it fun, I want to make it exciting. I don't want people to leave their lessons crying or being afraid to go back like I was as a child, terrorized. I wanted it to be something that's, I can't wait till Tuesday, I get to go to my music lesson. That's what I wanted my students to feel like. And this gentleman, who I don't even know where he is today, but I know he paid off all his college, he told me before we kind of parted, he left and went. So he was actually a minister at a church, and he said, well, at least I got, and he wanted to go on with us, but his ministry wouldn't allow him to do that and still be minister, so he moved on. But anyway, he said when we said goodbye to each other, he said, well, at least I got to pay off all my college loans. And that was way awesome, because it meant a lot to him. But the mission statement for Orchestra Institute of America, which is now Music After School, is to enrich lives through the universal language of music. We do this by providing opportunities for mental and spiritual growth, by providing service to the community, and by instilling success in each individual. And I'm going to read this over again in a minute, but as I read it, I want you to think it doesn't say children. It's everybody. It's you. It's got to enrich your life. If it's not, we're not doing something right. We want you to tell us. We want to fix it. It's going to enrich the parent's life, because they're going to see their child having this love of music. It's going to enrich the grandparents. It's going to enrich the teachers at the school. It's going to enrich the janitor that walks by or goes into your classroom when you're done with it. It's going to enrich the principals, the schools, the counties. It's going to enrich lives, okay? And it doesn't have a limit on whose. All the people that come to our concerts, we want it to enrich lives. You know what? We've got a little bit of a family reunion going on in our house right now, and I had the opportunity to play with a rock band. Who would have thought that would ever happen? Because I'm a classical musician. I play cello, but it was like one of the funnest things I ever did in my life. But my little children, because this happened at a bar, the little grandchildren obviously could not go. Thank goodness for that. But they wanted to hear, and so we had a little, before they went to bed that night, we put the CD on, and they're recording with the band too, and the kids got to hear the songs, and they were playing they thought they were playing their guitars to go along with it, and singing and everything. But I'm telling you, I just felt so enriched, because we do that, and I'm sure that in other families of the kids we teach, they're doing that in their families, pulling together. One quick little story, when I first started teaching, there was one student that I taught, and her family was so dysfunctional that you could not have a concert with the mother there and the father. You had to have a separate concert, so the mother could come to this one, and a separate one so the dad could come. They just couldn't be in the same room. I don't know if it was some legal mumbo jumbo, but that's what it was. And then at the end of the year, we had all the grandparents there, the family. I mean, okay, they didn't get back together or anything, but they were able to enjoy music together, and that's so nice. And another thing that happened that I just want to share, and this will happen to you. A little girl came up to me and she said, Mrs. Hunt, everybody was like really grumpy at my house. There, you know, there's tiffs in families, it's part of life. And her name was Rachel, and she said, I felt really sad. Everybody was sad. Everybody was yelling. And I went in my room and I played some music, and I really felt better. And I'm telling you, I don't care if they paid me or if they didn't pay me. That was my payday. You know, that has been my payday for years after. I just think about Rachel, and I think about those kids that go in their rooms and get through those tough times in life because we put music in their life. And I want you to enjoy doing that for others, but I also want you to be grateful that somebody gave that to you. Whether it was your mom because she paid for it, or your grandmother, or your music teacher that made a difference at your school. Because life is tough. In case you haven't noticed that, you probably will one of these days. And music can give you dignity, and it can give you something to share, and it's powerful. And it's done that for me, and I know it will for you. And you know, you're here because you know, you're supposed to be here right now. There's nobody here in this room that's not supposed to be here, and it's because you've got something to give. It's hopefully you're going to get back a lot out of it. I have found in my life that everything I give, I get tenfold back. You know, that's the plan. I think the Lord made it that way. I love it. Thank you. But so don't be afraid to give. You just give it out. Give it, give it, give it, give it. Because you're going to get it back. It might not be today, but it's going to be in your life. So we're going to move on. Let me read the mission statement one more time. I said I would. This time have in mind who could have affect. Who could affect. Sometimes I play cello just right outside there because I feel like it. And like people walk by on the street, or they're riding their bikes, or they're waiting for the bus out there, and you know, they're like, oh, wow, that's nice. It's a little bit uplifting. So you just don't know, you know what I mean? All right. Our mission is to enrich lives through the universal language of music. We do this by providing opportunities for mental and spiritual growth, by providing service to the community, and by instilling success in each individual. Okay. Having said that, it goes to Chris. Oh, thank you. You don't have to clap, girl.
I have paper